Hello everybody and welcome to my next video. In this video I am going to be explaining the iceberg of Milky Way and the galaxy grows. But before you get confused, let me explain on what this is. Milky Way and the galaxy grows was originally meant to be a cartoon specifically targeted towards girls. When Lauren Faust pitched the cartoon to the Hasbro Cartoon Network, both of them rejected the concept. After Lauren pitched the concept to Hasbro told her to work on My Little Pony instead because they thought that Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls would only be for boys. After Lauren Faust left My Little Pony, she worked on one of her other projects, Super Best Friends, more known as DC Superhero Girls. With this iceberg, Unofficial Milky Way also helped me with this video, so special thanks go to him, of course. So now, let's move into the video. If you are a long-time fan of Lauren Faust, you'd know what My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is. Everyone does. It's that notable. But why did it come to existence? When the show was being developed, Lauren Faust had originally pitched the Galaxy Girls for the Adventurers show instead. This will include Milky Way meeting each Galaxy Girl as they tried to undo her accidental action of freeing a black hole from a small planetoid. Hasbro wasn't exactly fond of it and suggested to make the My Little Pony Generation 4 line instead. And surprisingly, it blew up! There are fans even to this day who are wildly obsessed with My Little Pony Generation 4. Making OCs, writing fanfic, etc. So why did Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls was picked up and not My Little Pony? Would it have blown up? Nobody knows. Andromeda, who we all know and love, Milky Way's little sister. But here's the thing, why is this the only image of her existence? You can tell this is the old style. It was originally drawn in 24, explaining why she has black outlines. She was created to be her little sister in reference to the real-life Andromeda galaxy, being a few billion years younger than the Milky Way galaxy. Andromeda was created as a prize for a cancelled competition. Nothing seems to be known much about her, at least from what I searched through. All the comments Faust didn't reply to any of them except one where she explained about working on the path of girls, so her development falls flat. A common theory is that Andromeda is fun-loving and looks up to her sister to be like her one day. I couldn't find the origin of this, but the oldest place I can think of is TV tropes. And while she does look like a Powerpuff Girl, sorta, contrary to popular belief, it was Lauren's husband Craig McCracken, the creator of the show, who designed them. In the Galaxy Girls universe, Jupiter is known for having as many pets as her moons. In real life, Lauren Faust has a love for animals. But wait, what? Is Mars wearing an orange furry jacket? Quite a shocker when you stop to think about it. What animal in outer space could possibly have been shaped into a furry jacket? Not to mention, this so-called jacket has only been seen as sleeves. It really goes like this. It's fake fur, or rather known as false fur. When Faust designed her doll, she specifically meshed using a material known as false fur. To coincide with her love for animals, this means that Faust likely didn't intend for Mars to wear animal fur, and chemically just wears fake fur, or possibly a new furry substance found in another planet or galaxy. Continuing from 1.1, the main 6 personalities are notably similar to the Galaxy Girls, but why is that? Let's go over them. Uranus' knowledge and high IQ and Milky Way's love for new discoveries is a nod to Twilight Sparkle. The Moon's shy personality and Jupiter's love for animals is a definite nod to Fluttershy. Mars' goofy personality and Saturn's love for throwing parties is easily recited into Pinkie Pie. Saturn became Digipon 3, Venus scratched by far. Mercury's energetic personality, Neptune's laid-back personality, and Pluto's loyalty combine to make Rainbow Dash. Venus' need for perfection, Sun's want of attention, and Milky's fashion sense make a good collaboration for rarity. Not to mention Andromeda and Sweetie Belle are debatably similar. Belle are both associated with purple. Applejack is the only exception, but the closest possibilities between the personalities are Jupiter and Mercury. Faust tends to recycle personalities each time she creates a crop of female characters, particularly teenage girls. This is also worth noting, considering the fact that the DC Superhero Girls 2019 chapters took the personalities again, having examples such as Batgirl being energetic similar to Mars Pinkie Pie, and Supergirl being a talk tomboy similar to Mercury and Rainbow Dash. So yeah, it's just a repeated talk process. When Galaxy Girls was in development, Faust wanted to make Saturn's episode entirely herself. In a span of 9 pages of 4 illustrations each, she created a series known as Beatboards, which are slightly more detailed than storyboards that capture imagery more than dialogue. In the story, while on the hunt for one of Black Hole's fragments that float towards Saturn's dance floor, Saturn helps Milky Way out by changing her patron's dance moves to clear spots on the board. When it doesn't work, she makes them form one giant pile, leaving practically the wool floor open to find the piece. Milky finds it and thanks Saturn to continue the quest. I'm saying this as a fan and not as a fact. It would be cool. It makes you wonder what the other stories could be like, but I don't have any clue what the others could hold. However, it was mentioned that 2 episodes would contain singing. The Sun and Pluto appeared to make the most sense in this context, since the one sings and the other performs heavy metal, obviously. Oops, everyone makes mistakes. When Faust showed off her artworks, many pictures had inconsistent details that varied from picture to picture, such as eye color or a slight change in clothing designs. Note that this doesn't include the transitions from the 25 to the well-known 26 designs, as that is likely redesigning and touching up instead. Some of the biggest notable differences include eye color, courtesy of Venus and Jupiter, missing symbols, number of straps on Sun or Milky, skates differing, shirt length, and even Jupiter's pants were slightly off model when she was holding her pet bunny, Europa. But this is nothing compared to the DIC Mario cartoons, which easily has the worst mistakes of all time. Being a mother of 16 to 70 pets and Faust's love for animals, this easily speaks for itself. In fact, this statement was even confirmed. On one of the Solar Sisterhood blog articles, this one here has Jupiter talking about Dijuna Koren, who works at a bakery called Villa Delight that specializes in cookies, candies, pastries, cupcakes, and even more cupcakes. Oh my! What really caught Jupiter's mind was the fact they also come in vegan, and both Yin and Yang will be happy tonight. Thank you, Dijuna Koren, for proving this to be a true statement. And about the Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls of Redneck fan-made Zodiac Libra joke, I can't think of one. A little more obvious, but the Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls fans constantly pointed out to Faust that the Galaxy Girls being outer space related and such feats are already done by one of the most well-known anime of all time, known as Sailor Moon. While yes, there are some agreeable similarities, they are not the same. Faust wanted to steer away from this as much as possible, having stated it before. However, Mercury becomes a bit of a victim thanks to her blue color scheme and hair. Remember, just because it's already been done doesn't mean it should not be done again, especially if you retool the idea. So how old exactly are the Galaxy Girls? According to these two sources, Milky Way is 15 and Andromeda is 5. With what years? Light years? Earth years? Billions of Earth years? This one can be considered widely confusing to many, as while age numbers were given, not enough context was given either. The real-life planets were formed somewhere around 4.6 billion years ago, or so some quotes suggest that the galaxy grows are psychically and mentally young, while in reality they are billions of years old. On top of that, none of Milky's friends had their ages revealed. Some believe they are all 15 like Milky, or some members such as Jupiter and the Sun appear to look much older. This one is very debatable. While Pluto has shown an aggressive personality that can be arguably frightening, she is actually the most loyal out of Milky's friends. On the other half, Mercury tends to stick to her passion a lot more often, and the older girls get annoyed over the fact that she doesn't tend to show up much. So what if the galaxy girls finally snapped? How would Mercury feel if the girls said, "Enough is enough, it's time you put that passion aside"? Considering there isn't much evidence of Mercury's loyalty, she could be rather neglectful or uncaring. Probably not. What adds more to this is Mercury's passion for sports, so it's very suggestive that you don't want to mess with her or her friends, or you'll find out the hard way from her. This doesn't make Pluto any less scary, however. Who do you think is Tauger? This one's a bit of a weaker one included, but Jupiter's bandana is actually based on Neapolitan ice cream, a mix of strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. But wait a minute, isn't ice cream vegan? It contains milk and eggs, which vegans prohibit because milk comes from cows and eggs come from chickens. Is Jupiter actually whole vegan? Perhaps this one was more of a coincidence and not actually related. The average galaxy girl found questions why Earth was not included in the galaxy. A possible cause could be that unlike the other planets, Earth is not named after a Roman or Greek god or goddess. For example, Venus gets her beauty and pink from Venus, the goddess of grace and beauty. However, that contradicts the fact that Earth's moon was portrayed by a shy poet. But in reality, Earth is portrayed as Mother Earth, also known as Lauren Faust herself. Later on, it was revealed that the galaxy girls avoid Earth due to being invested with life. Due to popular demand, Faust stated that she might just add Earth later on. Everyone knows that 5 out of 6 receive way more focus than the others: Milky Way, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto. And they were the only ones with released dolls. So when someone else gets a spotlight, it's a must-see. What if I told you there was somebody else? That's right, it's Neptune. Shown on the Solar Sisterhood blog, someone had permission Faust to make Neptune and Pluto dolls. And this begs the question, were the other 5 girls, the Sun, Mercury, the Moon, Saturn, and Uranus, shipped to any customers? There's currently no evidence, but they were planned to be shipped in a cancelled wave too alongside Neptune. The alien theory suggests how the galaxy girls originated. It's apparent that they resemble human teenage girls, of course, but how were they created? While yes, they do look and resemble humans of many races and colors, there is one that stands out: Mars. Unlike the other girls, she has green skin and antennae on top of her head, made to resemble an alien. Complete with the statement, Mars is from another planet. Not just that, but the girls reside in outer space without the need of oxygen, and as previously stated, they avoid Earth due to its life. So what does that suggest? The other girls are aliens too. How do they reproduce? Likely similar to humans, that is if they ever do. It's apparent that they have navels, which is a mark used to indicate that your umbilical cord has once attached there. So does that suggest the galaxy girls have biological parents? If Milky and Andromeda are sisters, then that could be a yes. Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls is a small fandom. There's bound to be a few projects that people confuse to be official. While this picture of Saturn on the right looks real, it isn't. The pose is official and was released as a sketch sketch but was never colored and finalized. If you look closely, the lines are much more rounded than Faust's usual style, and her bracelets are also wrong. The origin of this picture is unknown, but the earliest sighting I found of it was on the Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls wiki posted by Eddie XD on November 13, 2012. I looked through all the official sources and didn't find it there. So yes, that's just a friendly reminder that not everything you see on the internet is true. This one isn't a fact or theory, but just people worth mentioning. Some DeviantArt people worth noting. The first I want to mention is Marcus B. Pinto. Marcus fans go as far back as 24, when Galaxy Girls was brand new. His art of the girls tend to vary from being aged down to toddlers or engaging in fun activities. Another one worth mentioning is Noel Dove, someone who has also made cool Galaxy Girls art. This also includes gifs of the girls who were left absent from the Meet Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls animation, which yet again only included Milky, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto. While those two were the ones I specifically put on the iceberg, there's more that needs to be said. In 2012, a contest was held for the Galaxy Girls to be drawn in a summer theme. At least 8 users submitted. It's unknown if there were more submissions that got duetted. The picture on the right is the second place picture by Warlord of Noodles. This one's my favorite duet, chemistry between Venus and Mars. You can find all of the submissions here. What's this? Jupiter used to have a purse? Pretty shocking when you realize that purses are actually made from leather. If you don't know what that is, it's cowskin. This red purse featured in the artwork was only shown here and never again. It's possible Faust could have dropped the purse due to this reason, but not all purses are made from animal skin. This makes me wonder if Jupiter had a darker side of herself. Ah, yes, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network's longtime rival. Known for SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, The Loud House, Avatar, Danny Phantom, etc., and also for a personal favorite of mine, TX. Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls was pitched to Hasbro, a Cartoon Network, and possibly Disney. That was not a hoax. However, nobody was fond of picking it up. But why didn't they pick it up? These companies believed that feminine cartoons were not very suitable and claimed that girls don't watch cartoons as often as boys do. So if anything, the Galaxy Girls would receive an audience of boys in their 20s or 30s. That's exactly what happened with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic when it came out. But there's one network it was pitched to, Nickelodeon. Why wasn't it pitched there? Lauren Foss worked at Cartoon Network for at least 20 years. Keep in mind these networks are rivals. Despite her podcast with Nickelodeon, she didn't mention pitching Galaxy Girls to them, but Nickelodeon had usually been more open to girl-focused cartoons. This includes but not limited to Winx Club, Cuckoo Harajuku, Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty, My Life as a Teenage Robot, As Told by Georgia, The Wild Thornberries, Regal Academy, Dora and Friends, Shimmer Shine, the ongoing Monster High. So Galaxy Girls could fit right into these and get a season. But Nickelodeon also isn't friendly to other shows either. If it doesn't reach the popularity of SpongeBob or The Loud House gets on a regular basis, they will cancel it without a proper final and act like it never happened. Leaving out creative freedom for more reruns of the popular cartoon Sponge and its spin-offs. To make matters worse, in recent times, Nickelodeon went along with the horrible statement that girls don't watch cartoons, so it's not likely that there will be another female-centered cartoon after Monster High ends. So would Nickelodeon be the right network for Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls? Probably not. While they won't have the highest chance of picking it up, they probably won't write the show very well and squeeze as many and funny jokes and cringe moments as possible. As I mentioned, the only character, Black Hole, never actually had a design, therefore it was hard to tell what she was going to look like. And yes, it's a she. After years of questioning her gender, Faust came clean to say it was female. But this is a new generation, so what if some of the Galaxy Girls instead adapted other pronouns such as they, them, or even he, him? Let me know your ideas. But wait a minute, did she say black hole and supernova? I don't remember hearing that name before. It's apparent that supernova is another villain in this series who, much like black hole, doesn't have a design or any personality given. Supernova isn't the only one who has a mentioned-only character. In fact, as we go deeper into the water, more names will be revealed. Neptune is commonly referred to as the celestial surfer girl, but did you know that she once got the name changed? Now this question is if Neptune is Hawaiian or not. The praise was changed into warp speed Wahine once. If you don't know what Wahine means, it's a Maori or Polynesian, especially Hawaiian woman. There could be several reasons for the change. Uranus and Neptune are twin sisters, so if Neptune was considered a Wahine, then that would consider her sister who doesn't show any interest in water play. Additionally, Neptune probably wasn't intended to be considered a Hawaiian, therefore the change was accidental. Warp speed could also sound too much like Mercury's character. So is Neptune all about speed as well? Mercury looks like you might have some competition. Sometimes there's some instances which make you question what you just saw. A My Little Pony documentary known as Bronies, the extremely unexpected adult fans of My Little Pony featured cameos of Milky Way and Neptune. In another instance, there is a character on the Disney series Big City Greens named Andromeda. Just look at her! She has the same purple hair and yellow clips as Milky's little sister. So the question is, was it actually that big of a coincidence, or did both characters get the same idea from the same source? There's no way this Andromeda was based on the Galaxy Girls character. Milky Way's oldest artwork dates back to 24, maybe even 23 if the Wayback Machine isn't lying. And man, it's very ugly. Say what you want, but this artwork is cringe. But wait, is that a necklace? This is another case of abandoning a possession for design's evolution. Just like with Jupiter and her purse, Milky Way got rid of the necklace. But why did she get rid of it? Was it not exactly her choice? Not just that, but she also has blue shoelaces, a shorter shirt, and more stars on her skirt. Recently discovered were more characters that were planned for the Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls series but never created. Earlier we looked at one example, Supernova. Now let's dive deeper. 1. Charon. She was discovered much earlier in time. She would be considered Pluto's annoying little sister who won't stop pesterizing her, or in other words, she would annoy the hell out of her. 2. Sedna, a dwarf planet in the outermost regions of the solar system. Her personality had never been decided. 3. Galileo and Magellan. Unlike the other celestial objects, these two originated from man-made satellites. They also would have been boys, which they aren't any in the Galaxy Girls series already. So artists, get your pens and pencils ready. 4. While this character was finalized, Faust mentioned that Ares was originally going to be a robot. Since Ares was not named at the time, she was going to simply be called UB313. Later on, scientists named the planet after the goddess of chaos. It's official! On the My Little Pony Facebook page, there is a sketch of Uranus and possibly Twilight Sparkle drawn together, all made in horrible quality thanks to the early 2010s, so it's hard to tell the pony is Twilight. Just like I said before the above water section, Twilight's personality was most likely adapted by Uranus thanks to Faust usually sticking to the same personalities each time she creates a group of at least 6 feminine friends. If you thought that maybe the Equestria girls are similar to the Galaxy girls, you're definitely not correct. Faust had already left the show by then, and the Equestria girls were made to compete with Monster High at the time. Despite this, Twilight's human counterpart does wear a similar formula tied to Uranus, just in different colors. Nothing is ever safe from getting stolen, bootlegged, or involved in other infringement rights. But as far as the Galaxy Girls fans know, Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls widely known to be adult line. So what is this toy? Jay's Brazil from DeviantArt shared 2 pictures of a makeup kit featuring the Galaxy Girls on it, found in a store in Brazil. Nothing much is known about this toy as there is no video or other pictures of it being unboxed. It appears to be a fake nail kit that is in the shape of a cell phone. It's like some sort of Disney product that just slapped the Galaxy Girls on it despite its little similarity to the product. That begs the question, is there actually more Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls toys out there other than those? Or could this be a bootleg toy? Lauren first not only tried to get Galaxy Girls a show, which he's not giving up, but she also came up with a similar looking character. Her name is Lollipop, and her story goes like this. Lollipop was once a sweet child that lived in the fictional town of Lollipopolis. When she turned 18, she started to develop a more bitter personality as she moved on to college. Nothing much is known about her, as only one picture was ever posted of the character online without any background knowledge or other characters. So why is this on the Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls Iceberg? It pretty much falls into the same category. Fox tried to pitch it into Adult Swim, which specializes in the familiar Aqua, Team Hunger Force, Robot Chicken, and Rick and Morty. Like Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls, they did not pick the project up. Unlike Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls, however, Lollipop's cast have already been completely scrapped. Also, Lollipop appears to wear the same socks and shoes as Mars. A coincidence? I think not. Time to discuss some Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls lost media. There's very early sketches of some of the girls that have been posted to the Solar Sisterhood blog. However, the Wayback Machine did not save any of them except for Pluto's sketches. Whether someone had saved the remaining ones to their hard drive or Fox still has these sketches lying around, I'm afraid to say we won't know what the other sketches look like or who they contain. Was Galaxy Girls actually in development? Lauren Frost once said that the show was in development. I'm not lying if I'm providing the direct source. So what happened? Fans have widely recognized Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls as the series that companies rejected due to girls' lack of interest in cartoons. And yes, while it's true, did anything actually get done before its confirmed rejection? Let's see. What exactly was Frost talking about when she said it was in development? It could be possible that she was referring to herself developing the micro-series, specifically Saturn's episode stated earlier in 2.1. But what if somehow, some way, more progress was made and we don't even know about it? How many companies did she ship Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls to? And did any of them actually get a little more into the project before they decided not to forward it? Here's some thoughts on why I think Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls was not picked up. The characters, while interesting, don't tend to make enough sense for context when you combine all the information together. They just seemingly exist in space with no explained origin on how they came to be or why they act the way they do. A cast of 11 girls is arguably considered too large. Then again, the lot has exist. The characters could possibly come off as stereotypical, namely Milky Way herself. The designs of the girls at the time didn't age well, considering the fact they have very skinny limbs and their legs were often drawn possibly. The designs nowadays could probably work better. This about concludes my iceberg of Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls. Do you know any obscure facts that I missed or new theories to suggest? Let me know. If you loved this iceberg video, I suggest subscribing to this channel as more content like this may come on. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.